Hey guys, it's Can. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing fantastic. So today I want to talk to you guys about the Jake Paul phenomena. So how I found out about the Paul brothers was via the help of H2H3 and iDubbbz, where they disproved Logan Paul's colorblindness by showing this video. About 6 weeks ago, It's Everyday Bro came out and got really big, which is pretty funny. Ever since Everyday Bro, I've seen more and more things about Jake Paul and the kind of person he is. And if you're a Jake Pauler, I think you need to know. I think, you need to know who you're following and what your role models are kind of up to, so you can continue either following this person truthfully or knowing better and making wiser choices. Alright, so I'm gonna try and give you guys 5 reasons why Jake Paul can't really be trusted. The first video that kind of made me think he was a bit of a shady character was a video made by a YouTuber called Mick Maio. He has about 14,000 subscribers. So he was in the recruitment stages of Team 10 and he hung out with them and knew what they were like, and he shared his experience with it, and it was actually really crazy. So Mick Maio's main arguments fall into a few categories. Firstly, power ego tripping. Pretty much the whole house is fueled by power play and it's all about control, with Nick Crompton and Jake Paul being the leaders of this house. Do keep in mind that this is a personal account of someone and I'm telling you guys based upon that. Having this power play mentality is really just a room for a lot of negativity. Being in an ego-filled power play environment really leads to negative group mentality. In Mick Maio's video, he explains his experience of hanging out with Team 10. He was, constantly having dinners with them and seeing them on a regular basis for quite some time, so he got to know the kind of people that they were, especially Nick Crompton. So I'm not sure whether you guys know this, but Nick Crompton is actually gay and he was asking Mick Maio for favors. Mick Maio, obviously being a YouTuber with 14,000 subscribers, he wanted to be a part of Team 10 and have that, but at the end of the day it became too much and he kind of pulled himself out of it. The reason why I give weight to Mick Maio's story over Jake Paul is because when Mick's talking about it, you can tell by his body language, the way he's looking, that he's being an honest person. Whereas in Jake Paul's videos, that most of the stuff he says, he can't even look directly at the camera. If you can't even look at the camera to make your point. So this is why I don't understand why people actually believe him. He can't even look into the camera lens and say what he's saying because of the amount of shit that comes out of his mouth. So at this point, on one side we have a negative ego-fueled group mentality, and on the other side we have extortion and bribery through sexual favors. Actually, in his video he does have screenshots of it. Mick Maio has said that this whole negative group mentality is kind of controlled and I guess powered by Jake Paul pretty much at the top, with kind of the help of Nick Crompton, and everyone who's in that house is kind of like a slave to them. They are all following what he does. You can kind of, I guess, see that in a way, like everyone else, Jake Paul is making their careers. Jake Paul is the reason why Team 10 exists and anyone knows their name. Especially being a young person, being like 18 or 20 or whatever, it's easy to kind of just be like, all right, well, I'm getting this out of it, so I can give this much up, right? But that doesn't really make it right. Right now, it seems like it's Jake Paul, Team 10, and everyone else. I could go on about this video more, but I think it's better if you actually watch it yourself. I'll put a link in the description down below for you guys. I am definitely open to conversation and discussion on this topic. The second thing that came out that really made me question Jake Paul, it was an account from a guy called Bruno Bush from Twitter who tweeted saying that Jake Paul was his 5th grade bully. First of all, think about that. He was a bully in year 5. You're like 10 or 11 in year 5. Why are you bullying kids? Bruno Bush tweeted, "My mum back in 5th grade. He's just a bully. He won't succeed in life. My literal 5th grade bully now, no joke." So yeah, that's about Jake Paul. The fact that he even is on the internet and he's such a big big deal is in itself creating negativity. For example, every day that Jake Paul's name is in the media, anyone who's kind of been victimized by Jake Paul is gonna feel depressed about it. For most people, like, the internet is a place of escape. The internet is where reality doesn't matter, where you can be yourself and do what you want to do. But what happens when the cruelness of your reality hits your escape? I just don't think that will end well. The third thing I want to talk about is a recent video that was actually uploaded on Jake Paul's channel. It's called Married Couple Battle, and essentially Jake Paul and his girlfriend are playing a game against another couple. Goes for like 25 minutes. Pretty much at the end, Jake Paul loses, and it says a lot about someone. The way a person reacts when they lose, it says a lot about that person. Here, I'll show you a clip of what happened now.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Dude, it's like she wants you to fail. You want me to fail? You want me to look bad on camera? Wow. You just want me to look bad on camera? Is that what you want? I guess your birthday, right? And you're like, no. Really?
Thank you guys so much for watching Married His.
As you can see, he starts to lose and he just can't handle it. He goes into this whole thing about, you're making me look bad on camera. You're making me look bad on camera. You're playing a game. 50% chance you're gonna win, 50% chance you're gonna lose. At the end of the game, when he loses, he completely can't handle it. And at the end, he actually pushes the other girl over, and you can tell that the other guy, he's shocked by it. Everyone in that scenario is shocked by it. The host of the show at that point, jumps in front of the camera and says, all right, that's the end of the show. I feel like that kind of gives you just a little snapshot of what life might be like for these kids behind the camera, If you watch all of Jake Paul's videos and you kind of watch the way his kind of group react to him, you can really pick out on a lot of that. I'll put a link to that video in the description down below as well for you guys. Do you guys think that this is abusive, or if it's somewhat justified? The fourth thing I want to talk about is the video that Alyssa Violet made about why Jake Paul and her broke up. So Alyssa Violet is Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend, for those of you who didn't know. Bear in mind, this is an account of an ex-girlfriend, so it might be a little bit too aggressive, but we can't completely deny what she's saying. So I'll leave the video in the description, but the part of the video that I want to talk about was the part in which she said that her and Jake were dating. Alyssa Violet talks about times where him and Alyssa would be at home. She'd be working in their bedroom and he'd bring girls over that his friends and ask her to leave the room so he can have sex with them. And while he was with her, he was constantly with so many different girls, absolutely mistreating her. And at one point she just said, that's too much. The only situation in which a girl would accept something like that, for as long as Alyssa did, is when the guy has a lot of power. But at the end of the day, it is his ex-girlfriend and it is all hearsay. You might be able to disregard this story on its own if that was the only one, but it just seems to, fit so perfectly in with this picture of Jake Paul. Okay, last but not least, I want to talk about Jake Paul rocking up at Post Malone's house and filming him without his permission. Not to mention that he did the same thing with his neighbors and vlogged about it with that, which is against the law. This really shows something about his character. He doesn't care about anything. He just documents whatever the hell he's doing, posts it online, and all of these people are giving him support. So he continues doing this. What you guys really, I think, need to understand is, especially being young people, like, you have such a strong voice. Who you support matters so much. He's a bully. He controls the people around him. He doesn't care. He publicly posts the addresses of his neighbors everywhere. He went to Post Malone's house, who's an amazing artist, who's committed himself to his music. He doesn't respect anyone, and because he has a set group of people around him that follow him and they don't tell him that, and all of his fans on the internet, they say, oh, we don't really care, or what, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he does all of that. That's what causes the problem. There's so many great people on the internet. There's so many funny people on the internet. There's so much great entertainment. You don't need to be watching this guy who's just putting it's putting nothingness into your brain. I hope you guys can see that someone like this, you know, yeah, whatever they're creating might be funny or it might be entertaining, but yeah, by supporting him, you're contributing to a bigger problem. It shouldn't be acceptable in our society for people who disrespect others, don't care about anyone else, bully people, to then, you know, be accepted because they do it in a cool way and be a role model for future generations. Hell no! And Jake Paul does have good intentions. Like, you can tell by the Post Malone video, he's genuinely excited to meet him because he's such a huge artist. But that's not the way to do it. You don't go knocking on someone's house and then chuck a camera on them while you're recording them from the corner as well. That's not the right way to do it. I feel like what he was trying to do was essentially just trying to use a camera to intimidate him a little bit and, you know, trying to just get him to record a song with him by taking him by surprise. That's not really an ethical thing to do. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have gotten more insight into the situation. I would love to know what your thoughts are down below. I am definitely open to a discussion on this because I really believe in what I'm saying. I really think, you know, that someone who acts like this shouldn't have as much power as he does right now. If you guys like what I'm doing on my channel and the discussions that I'm having, I've recently been more active on Twitter and Facebook as well, and I'm always sharing articles and food for thought there. So yeah, if you want to find out about stuff that I don't really make videos about but I'm still really passionate about, follow me on those channels. Link in the description. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this up now. I hope you guys have a nice day and I'll see you next week.
It's everyday, bro, with the Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months, never done before. We passed the competition, man, beauty pie's next. Man, I'm popping on these checks, got a brand new Rolex. And I bet the Lambo too, I'm coming with the crew. This is Team 10, bitch, who the hell are flipping?